How to find high net worth individuals as a financial advisor without automation, cold calling, or wasting time on low value activities like prospecting and writing personalized notes. If you are a certified financial advisor, you are in the right place because in this video, I will show you exactly what to do in order to find high net worth individuals and have 10 to 12 or more conversations with them every single month. Before we go there, if you're looking to be on the edge with the secret ways of growing your financial advisory, join my free group, link in the description. So, 12 conversations. Let's break down that figure. Here's what it would boil down to. Out of 100 connection requests you send, 15 more or less will accept. That is 15% conversion rate. This is conversion rate that applies to anything that is not personalized. So this is like the lower end. Out of those 15, 5 should respond to your messages. So that's about 33%. Hence, you need to send approximately 240 requests every single month. That will bring you to those 12 conversations. Some LinkedIn social selling and optimization tips to make it all work for you as a whole. First of all, you have to have a professional photo. There is no discussion here. You're a certified financial advisor, you need to look legit. I hope it's not it shouldn't be discussed. Banner. I recommend having social proof, certifications, accolades, anything that shows that you're legit, basically. So if you've been featured somewhere, if you've worked with somebody and you can mention that, this is the place for you because you really want to convey that social proof aspect right from the start. Your headline should address specific audience. So like if you should have a specific audience you're working with, you should have a niche like doctors, lawyers, executives, geologists, software, artificial intelligence guys, whatever it is. Yeah, your headline, which is the first line beneath your full name, it needs to call out your audience and needs to specify exactly what your deliverables are. And that's what exactly what I mentioned here. And with the deliverables, I know the big brother is watching you, so you have to be careful with things that you say or do. However, there are ways to make it work. You just have to show what the value is for your specific audience, subject to your obvious limitations and industry standards. Have as much social proof as possible, and LinkedIn has specific spots for it. So, for example, a featured section which gets activated once you insert some social proof in there. Again, if you've been featured somewhere, if you've taken part in some conferences, whatever it is, you just want to show that you're a legit guy or girl, so to indicate that you know what you're talking about. I also do not recommend sending personalized notes when you connect with your potential clients because they can reduce conversions pretty significantly. And what's worse is that you end up spending a lot of time on those. So do not bother with those notes. Your optimized quality looking LinkedIn profile will indicate exactly what you're up to, and you don't need to provide those notes. People that accept your connection request, they check out your profile, and once they see it's legit, they have that thought at the back of their mind. They know exactly what you're up to, so do not need, no need to include those personalized notes. You will save a lot of time not sending those personalized notes, and actually potentially your conversion rate will be even higher because a wacky personalized note, something that that shows that you're about to sell them something, is they do reduce conversion rates. Now, sending the first message as soon as possible after the connection request is accepted is very important. It's like they kind of, once they check out your profile and click accept, once you send out that connection request, they almost give you this right to reach out to them. And it kind of has, in a way, it has a bit of an expiry date, because if you're able to reach out to them as quickly as possible after they accept the connection request, your chances for a response are a lot higher. So if you're able to reach out to them like 3 minutes after they accept your connection request or 5 minutes, your chances are a lot higher than if you were compared to a second scenario when you're reaching out in a day or two or three. So that is really important. It's almost like they're giving you a green light. Next, you have to be straightforward and don't hide why you're reaching out. Now, you don't need to pitch them. Yeah, there is a fine line between pitching and being straightforward and not hiding exactly why you're reaching out. Because let's be honest, high net worth individuals' time is worth a lot of money. They don't want to be wasting it on somebody who's just wasting their time, getting to know their family, doing all that social selling stuff. They really want to know what's up. Yeah. But of course, you need to show them some love and personalize messages. However, there is this fixed component of the message that always is more or less the same. Yeah. So you don't want to be wasting a lot of time on that because you really want to explain why you're reaching out and what's your goal. And don't pitch. Again, there's a fine line between being straightforward and not hiding exactly what you're after and pitching. So do not pitch, but be straightforward. Don't hide what you're looking for. And don't look to sell on the spot. Don't be needy. Yeah. That is really, really like there is a big difference. Once you're trying to, and I do this all the time in my direct messages. Once you're like talking to people and you're almost like you don't need them. Yeah, you're like, yeah, that's okay. Like, you're being nice and you're asking questions and everything, but then it's like, okay, have a nice day. And they almost like stop you. Oh, by the way, like, what are you doing? Can you maybe like share some insights or whatever? So stuff like this is really, really powerful. So don't be needy in your messages. You are enough. What you do is enough and you're a legitimate professional, you know what you're doing. So don't be needy. That's important. Here's how the entire process put together would look like. First, you or your virtual assistant is sending at least 240 connection requests every single month. And I really recommend ramping up that figure because LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so once you get the Sales Navigator version of LinkedIn, which I highly recommend because it's totally worth all that money LinkedIn is asking for it. It's approximately, depending on where you are, it's around like $100 a month. So I highly recommend just maxing out this then because you never know how much time is going to take some of your, you know, high net worth individuals to convert. So you want to kind of bring that up connection request then. And once you have a very specific niche, a very specific ICP, it's so much easier for you to go and reach out, go send those connection requests to those people because you know exactly what you're looking for. And it's actually very, very easy to do it. Once you get a grip of it, it's very, very easy. And given that you're not sending those personalized notes every single time, getting to these numbers is very, very quick. Next, you start messaging and get 12 conversations per month. Again, try to message them as quickly as possible and get those conversations going. At the same time, you create content for what I call sellocation. This is a combination of content that basically educates them and sells them in a way. Because in essence, selling is educating. Because with the information that it's obvious they would be making this decision, working with you, hiring you as their financial advisor, it would be a no-brainer. So you want to educate them and show them why you're the guy and or a girl. And again, it's easy. It's the easiest way to show that once you've picked a niche and you know it inside out. Yeah, you know what their challenges are. You know what the trends are. You know where it's all going. So you can be their guy or girl for the stuff that they really want to achieve ultimately. So when it comes to cell location, at this moment of time, I highly recommend using video content. Video content has lower reach. And I know, again, you probably have your own limitations, if you work for a specific financial advisory firm or a bigger corporation. However, videos have lesser reach, yeah, compared to other content formats like say PDF carousels at this stage. However, it's so much easier to build rapport with video because it's like people see like you're watching this video right now, and it even if you watched it for a couple of seconds, it makes a lot more sense than you'd be more likely to remember me when compared to say a PDF or a carousel that I uploaded to LinkedIn. Yeah, it's just the way it works. So every 3 weeks, then you'd be posting what I call the offer post to get people to knock your door. And if I was to give you an analogy, I don't know if you're familiar with this experience, but say you have a greenhouse and there's a ton of those tomatoes or tomatoes being grown there. So and all you do is every 2 days you visit the same greenhouse, provided everything is looked after. Yeah, so the water is coming in, the heat is perfect, the sun is shining, everything's wonderful. And all you're doing is you're coming into this greenhouse every 2 days and seeing which tomatoes are ready to be taken out of it and ready for your salad. Okay. So that's the same idea. So you will be posting content, and then every 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how many connection requests you're sending, depending on how frequently you're posting content, so on and so forth, you will be posting this quote unquote offer post to let people know, to let your ideal customers know that they can reach out to you and hire you as their financial advisor. So that's the idea, because we almost like always need this push, and that's what you will be doing every 2 or 3 weeks. At the same time, you continue touching base in direct messages with the people that you had previously had conversations with, but they haven't converted. Again, no pitching. They know what you're doing. It's a matter of establishing rapport and just going with it. You know yourself. It takes a while for some people because they might have different events in their life they're going through. You just need to be on their radar. And again, it's so much easier if you are from if if they belong to the niche that you're focused on, because once they start thinking it's like, oh yeah, I'm a doctor, so I'm looking for a financial advisor for doctor niche. Oh yeah, here's this one guy who works with doctors, high net worth doctors. He's my guy. And then you touch base every once in a while, so it's so much easier for them to associate you with something they already know. So that's the reality of it. Repeat these actions continuously, and in 2 or 3 months your funnel will fill up. So this is really important. This stuff takes a while to convert, as you know yourself. It's just a matter of like being there, being on the radar, and reminding themselves without pitching or being annoying. Like, you know what it is most likely. So just remind them, just be there, post content. So you're posting content on LinkedIn, they get exposed to it. You're touching base with them in the DMs, and then it kind of rolls and rolls and rolls, and then they just start converting. Now, get the ultimate insights. Join my free group, link in the description. Again, now, what to do with those that don't accept your request, or what if LinkedIn is not even working for you? So, to give you some insight, so depending on who your ideal target audience is, they might not be on LinkedIn. They might have a profile registered on LinkedIn, but the amount of time they'd be spending on LinkedIn is insignificant. So it would be almost impossible to get them on LinkedIn. So, and there is some interesting data. And an average user, LinkedIn user, they spend like 17 minutes on LinkedIn on a monthly basis, compared to like a couple of hours for Facebook for the same time period. So for a month. So no doubt that some, again, if you're targeting AI guys or like software engineers, chances are they will be on LinkedIn a lot higher than if you're targeting, experienced, say, doctors or even lawyers. Yeah, they would have their profiles on LinkedIn, but they wouldn't be on LinkedIn. So what do we do here? Well, we will be setting up your business email address, then using a tool to warm it up for sending cold outreach messages, and afterwards using a tool or getting somebody off Fiverr to scrape email addresses for us. Then set up cold outreach sequences, like you can use Break Cold, which also is LinkedIn CRM, which will make your efforts with outbound LinkedIn activities that I mentioned previously easier as well. And then you can start sending specific types of emails, introducing your audience to your brand via case studies. Like, the email subject is an entire beast on its own. Like, I've been in cold emailing for 6 years of my career. So I've been sending a ton of cold emails every single day, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of cold emails. So 99.9% of like what people are doing online with cold emails is incorrect. It's wrong. It doesn't work. However, cold emails can work with a setup, and I have provided the setup, the whole idea of how it works, in a separate video about cold email sequences and how to make cold email work. So the link will be in the description as well. So feel free to check it out. It's very, very powerful stuff, but it does take additional setup. Then you would also use leverage and create evergreen content on different platforms: YouTube, LinkedIn, anything that's evergreen. You should be aiming for it, because to be honest, LinkedIn, and when I say LinkedIn, I mean articles. So LinkedIn has posts and LinkedIn has articles as well. So you can go find some keywords and actually create an article that gets some search volume. People find it, and then they kind of go to your profile as well. So it's not super direct, but it can work. And in the long run, it makes a lot of sense. And this evergreen content, and I'll be mentioning this stuff in the future on different platforms, is what big consultancies like I was recently going through Capgemini and what they're doing to attract clients, what sort of ads they run, what they link to, what's their email sequences alike. So they have a lot of cross platform kind of cross promotion of their, like they can have a LinkedIn ad which is going to their YouTube channel. So it's not even going to a page on their website. So as long as they kind of get yourself into their ecosystem, like get you exposed to their content, they're more than happy with it. So they're really looking in the long run. So that's kind of the idea. You want to be creating evergreen content. If you have a website like SEO, this stuff can definitely work as well in the long run. So use that leverage. It's very, very important. Next, what you will be sending emails to, and again, I cover this in a specific separate video which I've mentioned, which is in the description. So you'll be sending those cold emails to your process page. So this is something that your ideal clients, high net worth individuals, will be expecting you to do with their hard earned money, and the case studies whenever possible. Again, you might have your own limitations of what you can show, what you can tell, what you can indicate, but there should be a way around this then, because you want to show social proof, you want to show that you're legit, you want to show that you know what you're doing, you want to show that you care ultimately. Okay, so the campaign will have at least 7 emails spaced out in weeks. And this is something I learned from Capgemini as well. Like these guys would be sending you maybe an email like once every few weeks. They're not like spamming you, but they're just being there on the radar. So that's the idea. You want to really space out this whole thing and just take the time to help them learn about who you are, your offer, and your case studies. So really like marinate this idea in their head, expose them to your brand slowly but surely. This stuff works like that. And hear what I'm saying. Once you send out these emails, again, try to get them to connect with you on LinkedIn so it exposes them to your brand as well. So once you will be producing that content for cell location, yeah, again, another touch point, and we want to get as many of those touch points. Like I'm mentioning Capgemini here as well. So again, you want to hook them up in your content ecosystem so they'll get exposed to what you do, who you are, and slowly start trusting you more and more. And then at the same time, you're talking to them in your direct messages and posting that offer, quote unquote, content every 2 3 weeks. So that's how you generate that momentum. So again, greenhouse with tomatoes, and you just pick them up as soon as they're ready. Again, touch points, and more touch points. That's the whole idea. To sum it up, focus on a specific niche. It's a lot easier to become a thought leader, to also seduce, so to speak, LinkedIn algorithm, because it just takes a while to build up a certain momentum. Picking a specific niche makes it so much easier for you to start get more reach, because if once you're talking to a very specific target audience, LinkedIn starts seeing you as an expert in this specific field, and then it kind of pushes out your content out there. So really, really pick a niche. Optimize your profile based on what your niche is, what your positioning is. Then add high net worth individuals that fit your ideal customer profile on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So again, there are certain ways you can tell whether a specific person has the funds to, that fit you, like depending on what your minimal level of investment is. So that's totally like there are ways to make these predictions as accurately as possible, but you have to get this perspective then rolling. Then start conversations as soon as possible. Be transparent. Don't pitch them anything. Next, use leverage and become multi-platform. So use 2 platforms. Again, I'm giving Capgemini example. So for example, like you can see I'm creating this video on YouTube here right now, and it will get some search volume over, the next couple of months, over the year. And then I'll have more and more financial advisors checking out this video and knocking my door. So that's the whole idea. So this is what leverage, creating evergreen content and becoming multi-platform is really all about. Okay. Optional but recommended intelligent cold email outreach. So I really, really recommend setting up this whole kind of cold emailing thing because it can really, again, the conversion rates on LinkedIn are like 15%, 15, 20, 25%, depending on like how beautiful you are, how irresistible your LinkedIn profile is, because obviously different people will have different conversion rates. And that's just the reality of it. So I recommend setting up the cold email outreach system so you have this whole like lean and mean machine that operates even like when you're not there, because it's really easy to set up and to make it run for you that way. So that's about it in this video. I hope you found it useful. I also hope to see you in my amazing awesome group. Here we go, link will be in the description. If you need some help setting all of this up, we want to learn how to um, create these processes internally for your own financial advisory firm, do reach out to me. It's very, very easy to do. I'll be there to help you out. Okay. Talk to you later. See you in the next video.